Bit of a different video format today than I normally do. However, I've just been to book club today on a very rainy Saturday morning. My feet are soaked and I forgot the umbrella, so I had to go and buy one. So I'm cold and wet, so the only logical thing to do is go to McDonald's and get myself the crispy sweet chilli chicken wrap and just have a bit of a warm up in the car. There was no room in McDonald's, so yeah, just sat in the car. But I'm doing this video today. I came across a video on YouTube by Glambassador, who also does her chronically overdressed blog. It's really bad, I can't actually remember her actual name, but she has done something called a personal curriculum, which I never heard of before, and I did see some things on TikTok about it. And basically, a personal curriculum is where you set your own self-study, I think, basically. That's the take that I got from it. And I'm going to start doing one this month for the next, well, I think maybe for the next 2-3 months. So my aim is to start writing my own knitting patterns. My knitting videos have been quite popular on TikTok and YouTube, and I thought it would be time to start writing my own, which is very exciting. Also for me, I am doing this because I feel like I can't focus on anything properly recently. So, you know, I feel like I'm like pushed and pulled between being a mum, working, and then, you know, just all the general life admin. So at the moment, my day-to-day routine is get up, get breakfast, get dressed, go to work, well, take my daughter to school, go to work, do work, come back home from work, do the school run again, get tea sorted, bedtime. And it feels like that every day. And I'm not, the job that I've got at the moment is secure, which is great. I'm very grateful, and the hours that it gives me means I can do the school run, but it's not what I want to do for the next 30 plus years. You know, I've got another 31 years until I reach retirement age, unless it changes again. And I, at the moment, this time, I don't have the money nor time to do more courses, you know, at university or college. I see all these wonderful courses that I want to do, like machine knitting at Nottingham-Trent, and also other knitting courses, not necessarily at universities, but at accredited assessors and things like that. So when I heard about personal curriculum, I thought, actually, if you know, if I know what I want to study, if I can look at, you know, websites or books and basically make my own curriculum and make a semester or term, as we would say in the UK, for it, why not? So I have got, I've actually had this book for a little while. I got it off Vinted. So it's called The Beginner's Guide to Writing Knitting Patterns by, what's her name? Kate Atherley. And inside there's actually, I think there's 8 chapters. So yeah, there's 8 chapters. So my plan was to go from one by one, do a week of each. I've actually written it out. I've got a very handy little binder. So I have, let me find the right page for you. So I've written it out week by week with the dates. So the date, week, the date, and the chapter. So that is my plan. So that'll be 8 weeks. Again, because of like work and mum life and all that sort of stuff, and family members not being well at the moment, it might change, but then at least then I can be flexible with it. So yeah, so I'm going to read that book once a week. The chapters are, get me binder again, sorry. So pattern, structure and elements, the actual knitting instructions, charts, grading, formatting and layout, the process, selling online, and on copyright. The selling online one, I'm actually going to add a bit to that about GPSR, because Britain, where I live, is not part of the European Union. anything physical and digital, so like a downloadable PDF, now comes under GPSR. So I want to do some research into that to see if I want to make knitting patterns and then sell them, make them GPSR compliant, so then it doesn't cut out the whole European Union market, because I know there are a lot of avid knitters out there in Europe. So it'll just be, like from a business point of view, it's a big market that would be silly to take yourself out of, but it just seems so confusing, all the legislation, and it just seems so wishy-washy and grey in areas. So if I add that in, hopefully I can get some answers and some understanding about that. And I talked to my husband about this, what my plan was, and he quite liked the idea, so we've now agreed to study together. So obviously he's not going to do knitting pattern writing, he actually wants to write his own children's book. So I bought him ages ago this course that has lifetime access, and it's with Julia Donaldson, who's wrote the Gruffalo books, How to Be a Children's Author. So he's going, hopefully his plan is to do that, and I'll do my knitting pattern study, and we'll do that once a week in the evening and keep each other accountable, which I thought was quite a lovely thing to do together. So yeah, so I think with this I might, depending on time and stuff, because I know I don't post very regularly, but hopefully do like a video, maybe not weekly, but maybe every 2 weeks or so, and just keep you up to date with what I'm learning, because it would just be nice, excuse me, it'd just be nice to, I don't know, go for a journey, because maybe because I've not searched properly, I haven't come across any videos where someone's going through the process of learning how to knit knitting patterns or write knitting patterns for someone else. So I don't know, I just thought it might be an interesting video series to do and just share my experiences. But yeah, so that's the plan. And I think this has also come about again because I feel like I'm not able to focus on anything. I feel like I've got no, apart from like making sure my daughter stays alive, I feel like I haven't really got something to focus on for myself as well. And I recently went to a women's circle, and it was for mothers, and as we were going around this circle, one of the questions was asked was, what do you honour and what do you struggle with motherhood? And I said, when it came to my turn, I said, I think what I honour and what I struggle with are two sides of the same coin. So what I honour becoming a mother is a confidence, and feeling that, since giving birth, well, if I can give birth to a person and keep them, basically keep them alive, keep them fed, keep them loved, and just watch them become this individual. If I can do that, what's stopping me from other things? But then I also, on the flip side, feel very trapped since becoming a mother, as in I feel tied down to all my holidays are revolved around childcare. Like I don't have a day off myself. It's all about half-term holidays, making sure that someone's there to look after her, like my daughter. And I feel like a lot of opportunities I can't go for, or I get overlooked by, like I get overlooked for certain opportunities because of being a mother and my commitments that I have now. So again, when I mentioned so many courses I'd love to do, but again, it's money and it's time, because the money at the moment is for food, for bills, for the house, the mortgage, school uniform, clothes, any clubs that my daughter wants to be part of. And of course then I can't just drop everything, and because a lot of the courses aren't based in the same county that I'm in, if it were, so yeah, I just feel a bit like I love my daughter, and but I miss the freedom that I had before I was a mother as well. And it's that tension of not trying to feel guilty about it, accepting that it's there, but what can I do now to try and fit that in? So if I want to do this, how can I adapt it to where I am now. So that's why this personal curriculum appealed to me. Whether or not I stick to it, hopefully so. So yeah, so this video as well keeps me accountable. So you have to keep me accountable. So yeah, sorry I'm rambling. I'm so hungry. At the end of book club I was absolutely bursting for a wee, and where we were didn't have a toilet, so I've just come to McDonald's first to use a toilet, and I thought I have to buy food now as well. So yes, and it's the McDonald's and Monopoly thing, and I desperately want the 2k Jet2 holiday voucher so I can go on holiday next May. So that's the plan. All right, thank you for listening to my ramblings. I'll keep you updated. But yes, thank you. Bye.